Song 1 and 2. Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Redline Racing Network for the final send-off of the Winter Series. Before we kick tonight's event off, I want to take a moment to thank all the drivers for the phenomenal, great racing competition they put on over the course of this Winter Series. They have been absolutely high octane from start to finish, and as well as you viewers that have taken your time to come out here each and every weekend and support the cause with us right here each and every Sunday night or Saturday night when DRL takes to the racetrack. As I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, our final stop of the season brings us here to the beautiful state of Florida, which is getting ready to turn into a frozen winter wonderland over the next coming days. But before we get to that point, let's go ahead and flip it over now to qualify, as Donald Hickson Jr. currently has the pole, as we have roughly about a minute and 40 seconds left or so. Kenny Thompson down on the racetrack, so let's send it down trackside. Going to bring it down pit road. It looks like Kenny Thompson's going to come out of that initiative with a top 5 run, the master of chaos himself. From the lap times up on the ticker for you, so that should show you guys their lap time. Always gets a little off track there. Nothing like a little dust on the tires to help your grip in this Gen 4 car. He's going to send it back off the racetrack again. Taylor Butcher Benjamin also on track this evening. And again, with his start here tonight, he pretty much locks up the Winter Series Championship. And this is a driver here, if you go back to past full seasons, used to be in the 8 and really came on strong and made a name for himself in the 2022 campaign as they took 2023 off. And this guy is picked up right where he left off. He has been a force to be reckoned with each and every week. He has made great decisions, stayed out of the wrecks on the racetrack, and with a solid qualifying effort here, as he currently sits in that 4th place position. And again, qualifying not so important for him tonight. He just has to take the green flag, make a couple laps, and that will crown him champion. As he goes ahead and pulls it down back pit road. As qualifying now officially wrapped up, and that's going to give Donald Hickson Jr. the pole here. That is a very interesting photo of Donald Hickson Jr. I don't know why Timing and Scoring is pulling my profile photo in there. That's a new one I haven't seen yet. So let's go ahead, give that a moment to refresh. Send it down to pit road as this field now grids behind that iRacing.com pace car. 12 drivers going to take the initial green flag here this evening. 134 laps, that's the distance tonight for the final installment of the DRL Racing League. But before we call it close, we got to do this one more time. And I'm telling you, folks, ladies and gentlemen, they are going to bring the heat tonight. And I am strapped, ready to rock and roll. I'm a little under the weather. My voice has been severely impacted. So I'm going to do my best to try and maintain it. And hopefully it lasts for the entire duration of this event. Is that field now racked and stacked behind that iRacing.com pace car. Again, Donald Hickson Jr., no surprise there. I mean, this guy is a pole machine. Outside of him, the GOAT, the Bassett Man, DJ Daniel. And that Kevin Harvick inspired 29 machine going to start just on the missed the pole on the outside lane of row number 1. Gary Farnsworth Jr. with a strong qualifying effort. He continues to improve. Going to roll off P3. And I don't want to jinx him, so I'm not going to call him the champ anymore, but Taylor Butcher Benjamin, TBB, rolls off P4. Well, Brandon Broby in the Milwaukee Tools 45 ride out of Northfield, New Hampshire. Going to start in the top 5. 6 belongs to the Master of Chaos, Kenny Thompson, in that 22 machine. While the Faster Pastor from North Carolina, they're looking to get in on some potential snow here in the 75 ride. Going to roll off 7th. Mad Max from across the border, our neighbors to the north in that 96 EA Sports Machine 8. Well, Dave Occasion, the Killer Bees machine, going to roll off there 10th. Starting 11th, the Napa Know-How Man out of Brooklyn, New York. Going to round out the 11 drivers that are going to take the green flag. As he now pulls up onto the racetrack in that field. Gets stacked behind the pace car for the final time this season. Take a look at tonight's weather really quick. We'll throw that up on the screen here before we get the green flag. Again, great conditions here down south. 1 mile an hour wind, not going to be a factor at all tonight. Looking at 46% water drain, partly cloudy skies, and a 96-degree track temperature. So that could make things interesting for these drivers here this evening. Now get ready to go. Green flag racing for the final time. As that iRacing.com pace car makes the turn out of turn number 4. He's going to send it down pit road. Here we go. Wipe the dust, kick the clutch. Hope that rear end doesn't bust. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's get back to it, boys. Hickson Jr. wastes no time. Dropping the hammer, trying to pull away. Mr. Excitement, DJ Daniel. Those two drivers really got away clean. And it is a hot, bothered mess right here just behind the front 2 cars. That STP, Gary Farnsworth, in that Pontiac, has really made some strides over the course of this season. And he has really turned it up. He has learned a thing or two about this race car. He has improved his racecraft and has consistently gotten better as he holds on to that 3rd and final podium position. In fact, no position changes so far inside the top 4 as Kyle Gray has gone absolutely rogue and is up 4 positions already. And has busted into the top 5. Back up front, Hickson Jr. continues to edge out DJ Daniel. 4/10 of a second between these two drivers, and I had a chance to take this car out of the racetrack tonight, and I'm telling you, folks, I don't get as much track time as I used to, but this Gen 4 car is a twisted sister. This thing is just downright evil. 5 to 10 laps out there, your arms are hurting, you're having to work this race car, This track does not get enough credit in how slick and technical it is. You have to be very methodical, very decisive with your throttle inputs. You have to jump on the binders here. You have to use the brakes. You're really working inside the cockpit of that race car to put down a fast lap time. And these guys certainly don't get enough credit in this league, in my opinion, for just how good you have to be to put up a caution-free race. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. You know, when I was out there on the racetrack, this car wanted to go everywhere which way I wanted it to go. I put it in the wall several times, and when these guys jump in these race cars, I mean, they make it look so simple. As you know, some of the best Gen 4 drivers, in my opinion, on the iRacing.com servers. So Taylor Butcher Benjamin's going to pick one up. He's going to check the box, climb that scoring pylon a little bit. Is he now to P3? But the 78 Kyle Gray, who continues to be possessed here in the early going, he is not happy with coming from the rear to a top 5. No, he wants that 4th place position, and he is going to go on the attack and says, TBB, you may be the champ, but I'm going to beat you today. Or at least that's the mindset going into this race. He is on an absolute tear here early. Kyle Gray up 6 positions already. And as fascinating that is to watch, that's quite impressive what he's doing out there against this good competition. He is absolutely punishing those Goodyear Eagles. Those tires will not hold up. And we have a caution here. Oh, my goodness. What has happened to the faster pastor here in the early going? We send it now back to the instant replay. Let's go ahead and cue playback here. Stoney in the 75 ride, working the middle of the racetrack. And I think the back edge, he's going to start to step out on him, and the 22 was there, had nowhere to go. Contact was made. Everyone gets by. And Stoney is going to live to race another lap here. Very minimal damage here to his race car. Other than a change of shorts and a new race suit, he is good to go. Let's go ahead and take another look at this here. So let's cue this back here one more time. Send it up to the chopper. And again, you really drive this race car off the right rear. The back of this car is going to skew out. It's going to step out on you at times. And he just puts a little too much power down right here. And the back starts to step out. He's trying to catch it. Kenny Thompson, he is working the low line, obviously trying to be aggressive here. Not necessarily aggressive, but maintain pace with the 75. And he is just unable to react in time, makes light contact there. In fact, the 22 gets the worst of the deal here as he makes pretty good contact with that inside safer barrier. Let's roll this back here. As Stoney comes to a rest. And watch Kenny Thompson after that high five there. Yeah, he goes down there and he smacks that safer barrier a ton. Oh yeah, look at the front of his car. He's going to have some toe problems. His wheel alignment's going to be knocked out. Not seeing it smoke, though, and that damage can be fixed. But it's going to be a tough go for that 22 here. Not what these two drivers were looking for, especially Kenny Thompson, who just wrong place at the right time there. But again, great job by Stoney keeping it locked down off of the wall. And obviously everyone else for getting on by without making additional incidents, additional contact on the racetrack. That could have been a lot worse than it was. So we now resume coverage here behind that iRacing.com pace car. Those lights are out, which means we're going back to green flag racing this time by. again, that caution, a rarity. You do not see those in the Dynasty Racing League. In fact, this league averaging under 2 cautions a race. I think it was 1.64 the last time I checked. So here we get ready to rock and roll again. Pace car pulls down pit road. Taylor and Butcher Benjamin gonna have the button on the high side of the racetrack, and he does not go. I don't know if that race starts or that restart's gonna get waved off, but Kyle Gray is continuing to put on a performance of a lifetime here in the early going, as he has went virtually from worst to first in not even 10 laps of racing. Now, timing and scoring told me that TBB was the leader. However, this is 2003 rules and scoring, and I don't believe the leader has the option to choose inside or outside. However, the 88 just did not go there for whatever reason. No one didn't check up that lane, didn't cause an accordion effect. That's often what will happen in those types of situations, especially with a car being that far up front. Once again, these drivers just so aware, have that great situational awareness. Not the case. We're back up to speed now. Taylor Butcher Benjamin goes the fast lap of the race at a 33.19. I mean, Kyle Gray is lights out. He is gone. I mean, he's out there driving like all he has done for the past month is eat, breathe, and sleep this racetrack. Now almost out to a 0.7 of a second advantage over Taylor Butcher Benjamin. This is some performance here in the early going. This 78. As he is your new leader here, he carries the torch from the beautiful sunshine state of Florida. A little bit of separation here now as Brandon Groby now makes his first appearance into the top 3 for the first time this evening. Farnsworth hard hot on his heel. Then you have about 0.2 back to DJ Daniel, who has a rear view mirror of that Killer Bees being piloted by Dave Acacia, having a great run here. He's up 4 spots in the early going. You know, and I feel like Dave should have a good run here. This racetrack kind of suits what I see him do on the racetrack, and that is nice and easy. He doesn't force the issue. He just goes out there, races the racetrack, he takes what it gives him. You don't see him put himself in bad situations. And that driving style here, the way this place eats up tires, the lane is going to widen out as this racetrack rubbers up, and that should benefit him and kind of fall in his wheelhouse. I project David Acacia to have a good run here tonight. Jackson, New Jersey. But keep an eye on him as he's just outside the top 5 in that 6th place position. Pastor, watch him race tonight. Tomorrow morning, you can watch him preach live on his stream. As he prepares for tomorrow's gospel and then some snow later on this week. Hopefully he's ready. Don't be scared, be prepared. That 75 is still out there, and it is rumbling. After almost a near disaster here early in this one. Then you're now going through the field. Mad Max out of Montreal in that Dodge. Continues to be even with the 40. Qualified P8 runs in that 8th place position. Kenny Thompson, he got it the worst of the two on that initial caution of the race, or that first caution, I should say. Out there on the racetrack, clearly that car is not driving how he would like. It's Ralph Asano Sr. Napa Know-How Man currently runs inside the top 10. Donald Hickson Jr. now coming off of pit road as he came down on lap 11. Everyone else came down on that caution flag. So a little strategy play here perhaps from Donald Hickson Jr. That's how he's being scored. The final car out there on that racetrack in that 11th place position. Kyle Gray continues to go rogue. The Terminator out there inside of that race car, driving like a machine. I know I talked about it a couple minutes ago, but this opening drive here by Kyle Gray, this is this is not Hollywood. They couldn't script it that good. I mean, even Zach Novak, a former Coca-Cola Series champion, ran a couple races in this series this year. Yes, he went from the back to the front, and I think won with the largest time differential, the largest margin of victory. I think in the series history it was 17 or 18 seconds, but he still didn't come through the field this quick. He did not pit either. He stayed out on the racetrack. So did Taylor Butcher Benjamin and Gary Farnsworth. DJ Daniel came down pit road. So basically from 5th place on back, they took tires. And I figured for certain he was going to have to pay a heavy premium for the way that he is just kicking those tires. I mean, he is beating them to the ground right now. And yet, he is still out there turning lap times inside the top 3 fastest cars on the racetrack. This is absolutely incredible. Butcher Benjamin is a little quicker. Last time by a 33.19. Kyle Gray's 33.27. So he is catching it. Shout out everyone again in the YouTube live chat joining us here this evening, welcoming you into your homes, onto your phones, and however you get our iRacing broadcast coverage here on Redline Racing Network. And thank everyone for their support, helping us hit that 1K milestone, which is literally right around the corner. We are so close, just a couple shy. You can support the cause, smash the like button, ring the bell. Certainly appreciate it here as we try to hit that first major milestone of 1,000 subscribers. 24 laps into the books out of the scheduled 134. We're going to go wide open, all-out coverage for the first time this evening. Feel free to turn that sound up as well at home. race fans, welcome back to Redline Racing Network. Coming off that all-out wide-open coverage break for the final time this season, as Kyle Gray continues to lead here from Homestead, Miami. 31 laps now written into the history books, and I can officially say that Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Pennsylvania man, out of the Northeast, will be the Winter Series champion. Big congratulations to him for his performance each and every week on the racetrack. So he adds another accolade to his very well padded stat sheets here at Dynasty Racing League. So he currently runs in that second place position. And I'll tell you what, certainly it's great to be a champion. I don't know what that's like, but you know he really wants to win this race as well. DJ Daniel continues to run inside the top 5. He's played a couple spots here in the early going. So he's back 3 positions from where he started. And I'll tell you what, DJ, he doesn't quit. He doesn't give up. In fact, he really doesn't ever ride. He is always on the attack inside that cockpit of the race car. I can attest to that, as I've competed with him on the racetrack. I've been a teammate of his. And he only has one mode inside of him, and that is gain as many positions as you can. And if you're out there winning, keep driving away and putting as many cars a lap down as you possibly can until the ejector flag flies. That's his motto. Great recovery here from Stoney. That mishap there in the opening lap. He's able to rebound, now finds himself in that 5th place position. Stoney having a great run here. Kind of working that middle to high lane. And again, you should see these cars continue to migrate towards the top shelf of this racetrack where Mama hides the cookies. Especially as we get into this tire run, as they transition from Dr. Feel Goods to Feel Bads, as I often say. In fact, when we say we take a trip on board with the Faster Passer, let's see how Stoney's getting around this place. Keep an eye on that tachometer. Backing out of it early, letting that car sail. Gonna let it drift up the racetrack here, so when he starts to put the throttle down, that's going to help that back end rotate. So he's got to be ready for that. And you can see that offset there, the steering wheel of this car naturally designed to track to the left, which helps it turn. As that 8 machine, currently on a recovery drive, it's going to go ahead get around the 75. That not per position is Hickson still being scored in that 10th place position. But again, he was last down on lap 11. Other drivers currently coming down pit road. There's the 45, Brandon Broby. Longtime competitor in the series, has that Milwaukee Impala locked in his box. Beautiful entry there. That crew is going to go to work. I can assure you it's going to be 4 tires and 2 cans of fuel here. And again, like so many times in this series, green flag pit stops, you cannot have any errors. You got to be perfect. Because if you're not, you just give up so much time. And I mean, you lose positions like they're going out of style here if you're off just a little bit. Very rarely do these guys pit under yellow flag conditions. I know we've seen that earlier in this race, but most of the time, it's the money stop each and every time these guys pull down pit road. Kyle Gray I don't know how those tires lasted 39 laps on that race car. That's just not supposed to happen when you drive it like that. I mean, I'm surprised there's tires left on those rims. That is absolutely incredible. Chevrolet now down and away. Again, these pit stops coming just before the 40 lap mark as we now officially transition over to lap 40. He is down and away on this access road, and this can be tricky right here because you're not running the apron of the racetrack. You actually have a little access road, and if you miss it, there's grass there, and that's like hitting a sheet of ice. That can really disrupt the flow of your afternoon, getting those tires on that grass. As Kyle Gray basically went from the back like a bolt of lightning all the way to the front. Now he's being scored in 10th as he was just down on lap 38. The cycle now, Richard Petty inspired 42, Farnsworth Jr. As he now takes his turn, bring it down to the pits. Service on his race car currently in progress. As this cycles Daniel, the DJ version, to the lead. It's the first time he's been at the point in that good wrench 29 ride. You know, here's a driver here, and I hope everyone comes back for the 2025 campaign. A lot of great things in the works. You know, JP, David Cage, and others have a great format this upcoming season, and it is going to be an absolute high-octane thriller as he drifts to the top of the racetrack. But I'd really like to see DJ out there for the whole season. I mean, he's a heck of a race car driver in real life as well, and I think he would be a great addition to that 2025 lineup. You know, in fact, like I said, all these guys are, but I'd really like to see what DJ Daniel could do over a full season where he would stack up against the competition here in this series as he continues to get better and better. What was I saying about David Cation? This racetrack fits his wheelhouse. This is his cup of tea. He is up to P2. .44 laps on those tires. And Steady Eddie is out there. Now losing a couple spots with those cars with fresh tires. Dave's putting himself in good shape. I think he's going to have perhaps his best run of the season here. Ooh, it's Farnsworth Jr. He just put down a howitzer of a lap of 33.16. Looking like the Richard Petty of old in that Grand Prix. Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Back to the point. Winter Series champ. Going to try to double down, steal a victory and the championship. Final race of the season here is Stoney Benfield. Currently, that's not for position on the racetrack as he is currently in that 7th place position in the 75 ride. Stoney just down pit road on lap 42. Taylor Butcher Benjamin. I talked about how good you have to be on pit road. Now has almost a 6-second advantage over Brandon Broby. North of 6 seconds back to Kyle Gray. this guy was just, I mean, out of this world. Doing non-human leg pings that first stint. He is back at it. He's going after Brandon Proby. That second place position, he's going to send it in there. Bon Jovi style, living on a prayer. He's going to get that car to hook, and he is going to rip it back down the front straightaway. However, the difference is Taylor Butcher Benjamin in this case now, he's got a half the county between himself and that 88 machine. What's half a county? Well, about 5 seconds. And to put that into perspective, I send this all the way up to the blimp. You still can't see the 88 in this frame. I was going to send it all the way outside, but I don't have static blimp cam queued up. But anyways, that would be hard to see anyhow. The point I'm making is Taylor Butcher Benjamin is long gone. Kyle Gray is going to have to be perfect here. Try to reel him in. Perhaps change up his strategy, the way he got on and off pit road, gave up some time there. Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Gray continues to be the fastest car on the racetrack. 33.81 last time by. Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Wow, almost a full second slower. All right, this might not be as bad for Kyle Gray as I projected. Now, he's going to use some tire getting there. I didn't realize he was that much faster than the 88. Here comes the 17. David Keisha on the attack here. He's trying to bag a good run before all is said and done. "52 laps written in the history books in the final ride of the Winter Series campaign. We're going to step aside and pay some bills for the first time here. Don't worry, we'll be right back with full coverage from Homestead, Miami, right here on Redline Racing Network. Stick around.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come.
Race fans, good evening. Welcome back to Redline Racing Network. As the man that decided it was time to go out there literally and light this racetrack aflame, Kyle Gray has blown the doors of the 2024 champion and has put this car, and I'm not making this up, out to a 2.8 second advantage. I don't have the words to describe what this kid is doing right now. This is stuff you don't see every day. I almost feel like saying, welcome to the Kyle Gray Show. Throw timing and scoring back up on the main screen for you folks to follow along with us at home. And we appreciate all of you for consistently coming out, being a part of the live action here each and every time. DRL takes it to the racetrack on Saturday nights right here on Redline Racing Network. Let's jump on board with this guy. I mean, this is just biblical performance here. I mean, he is sitting there just ripping, hearing that white line. He takes a really kind of skinny exit off the corner, which should make it really hard to put the power down the back end. I don't have the skill set to do this, and I'm just being honest. I tried to go out there and run some laps. I had gotten behind him out there on the racetrack. I just didn't realize how fast he actually was. And every time I tried to replicate what he would do, I was out to lunch at a 45-degree angle and plotting the race car up in the outside wall. And I was able to slow it down to make the corner. I mean, he was 5 seconds up the track. He was gone. Left me in the dust. Oh, we got a problem. Someone just did a face-first swan dive into the wall. Still under green flag conditions. Ooh, just got KO'd there. Said Kenny Thompson. Somebody just clobbered the fence. Oh no, don't tell me it was Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Timing and scoring not picking that up either. All right, we're just gonna have to go VHS old school mode here and just roll this back. So we were on board with Hickson Jr. when this happened, and it happened right out his front window. See the smoke. It's going to drive me nuts not being able to figure out who that was. There's got to be a car out there with moderate damage. I mean, he obliterated that. Kyle Gray continues to lead. Brandon Rowe, DJ Daniel round out the top 3. Farnsworth, and then your faster pastor. Currently in that 5th place position. Comes off a turn 4. Sends it down. The front stretch here, back into the turns 1 and 2 complex. Still trying to figure out who came like a kamikaze out of World War II. And just bombarded that inside retaining wall there. Everyone's still out on the racetrack, so apparently maybe they didn't hit it as hard as I thought. Still, did not throw a caution on the racetrack, and timing and scoring didn't even register it as an incident, which is even stranger. We send it now back to the lead here, back up to the point. Tell you what, guys, take a look at this graphic. Talking about what Kyle Gray has done here tonight. Take a look at this. This will blow your mind. I say no more. This Kyle Gray just decided, hey, I may not win the championship, but I'm going to go out there and I'm going to stick it to these guys, and I'm going to set this place on fire before we shut down the Winter Series here in Miami. DJ Daniel now cycles to that 2nd place position. It's Brandon Roby. Going to send it back down pit road here on lap 73. So he makes his way down pit road. I should now draw in some other drivers here. So they've all been in with, again, a couple laps of each other. Your leader, Kyle Gray, now has his sights set on Killer Bees machine, David Cation. And he's in 5th place. 74 laps into this race, Kyle Gray has already put most of the field a lap down. And I mean, this is not a pickup kickball game on the street corner. I mean, these guys are seasoned iRacing veterans, a lot of them, that put a lot of time in. And Kyle Gray is just gone neutral. Supernova. There's Butcher Benjamin right in front of him as well. Kyle Gray now comes down pit road. That will cycle DJ Daniel now to the lead as he runs behind Kenny Thompson. Again, that battle not for position. DJ Daniel out there doing DJ Daniel things as he now carries the torch here. Curious about the type of speeds that DJ Daniel is currently putting up out there on the racetrack. Go ahead and throw up his time delta here. There we go. That's the right one. About 130 miles an hour, the slowest point in the corner. Watch how methodically, just progressively, he picks up the throttle. And when he really drops the hammer here, and again, he's later in the run, so he's probably not getting on that throttle wide open until that car is pointed very straight. About 178 miles an hour start finish line. These Gen 4 cars, they just have all the horsepower and torque. These cars are so quick, accelerate at warp speed, and they are a handful to drive. Check back with DJ after he puts a new pair of go-fasters on him. I think we'll see speeds around 190 miles an hour, maybe even a little more, on a fresh set of shoes. Daniel continues to lead here. He has currently a 21-second advantage over Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Not 2, not 10, not 15, 20-second advantage. Curious about who's left on the lead lap due to this insane pace being put up by Kyle Gray and a couple other of these guys. 4 cars. That's it. Let's continue to watch DJ Daniel. How long will he stay out there? That's down on lap 44. Last time by, ran a 35.39. His best lap is a 33.30. So 2 seconds a lap he is giving up. I mean, that is going bankrupt out there on the racetrack, and he's had enough of it. He's sending it down pit road. He's going to go down there into the trenches. 4 tires, 2 Kansas Sunoco Racing fuel, and he's going to send it back out onto the racetrack. Taylor Butcher Benjamin now takes over that number 1 position. He was down pit road last on lap 65. Kyle Gray 10 laps later, 75, so you have 10 laps differential on the tires. And this time, Kyle Gray only has 3.5 seconds to make up. Last time by, he ran a 34.32 to Kyle Gray's 33.48. You can see just how fast these tires fall off. This track is like a cheese grater. Going to the turns 1 and 2 complex. Benjamin made it to the bottom there. Thunder is now down the backstretch. Beautiful set of palm trees here at this racetrack. Great facility here in southern Florida. If you haven't been here, come check it out. Camping is phenomenal right behind the racetrack. Great amenities, live music, it's a great atmosphere, and a fun race to go to. Remember, unfortunately, it's not championship weekend here at this facility anymore. They moved back to an early spring date in March. Still highly recommended if you haven't been to Homestead Miami Speedway. It's certainly worth your time. Come on out and watch some great racing as well. I mean, this is just insane. Let's jump on board with Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Let's send it to the Here Comes Kyle Gray camp as we look out the back bumper. mean, look how fast the 78 is closing in on Kyle Gray. The 78 is closing in on Taylor Butcher-Mitchell. He is there. You can barely see him when we switch to the brake. That car is just laser locked. It looks like it is super glued to the bottom of that racetrack. He is there. Kyle Gray about to come up, give him a bump in the rear, ring his doorbell and say, hey, remember me? Kyle Gray now looks to the bottom here. He is ready now to take the lead as they John force it down the backstretch into 3 and 4, just like that. Kyle Gray says, hey, champ, I'll take that. Spectacular performance here from Kyle Gray this evening. It's like that car has 1,500 horsepower, 17-inch tires instead of the 15s, and all-wheel drive. I mean, it almost isn't fair. He is that good here. Again, continues to just, I mean, full set committed there to the bottom, and he's a very shallow entry coming off the corner. He doesn't send it out to the wall quickly. No, he keeps that car tight and is still able somehow to put the power down. To put it in perspective, Stoney Benfield has fresher shoes than Kyle Gray. That's that 75 ride behind him. And he's doing what I was doing early up in the practice session. He's trying to run behind him and figure out how he is doing. And even with the fresher tires, Kyle Gray continues to pull away. However, Stoney's doing a better job of replicating it than I did. You know, Stoney's a great talent. I mean, he will, even if he's new to something, I mean, he will pick it up and he will figure it out. He will excel. And he's certainly done that over the course of this season. And he is trying. In fact, I think he may have figured something out here because he is now basically, for all intents and purposes, now mirroring the same lap times as Kyle Gray. Last time at 34:08. Stoney Benfield's 34:07. So Stoney just a tick quicker. But again, Stoney has 5-lap pressure tires. Great piece of driving there by Stoney, just figuring out how Kyle Gray is attacking this racetrack. You know, and that's one of the benefits to running leagues where, you know, let's say you're not as good as the other guys out there. You learn so much being on the racetrack. Being around great competition makes you better. I think that's a point that a lot of people overlook. Yeah, it's fun to go out there and win races, but you want to contend and compete with guys like this. Put yourself in a league that challenges you, makes you go out there and work for it. Stoney now going to go ahead, get on by. See if the faster pastor continues to run slow line. Stoney currently owns that 6th place position in that just one spot outside of the top 5. Kyle Gray now leads 5.3 seconds over. PBB, Gary Farnsworth Jr. continues to have a great run here in that 42 machine for the final time this season. Daniel, last down pit road on lap 80. So he's got the newer shoes in this battle that's soon to be brewing. As he commands P4, Brandon Roby rounds out the top 5. Now 6 cars on the lead lap. Don't forget, right here tomorrow night, Gen 4 weekend continues. This Premier Sim Racers Club, they take their turn, take to the high banks. As we continue the Gen 4 theme over the course of the weekend here on Redline Racing Network. If you love Gen 4 action as much as we do, then make sure, join the family, smash the like button, ring the bell, get notified each and every time. The Gen 4 boys are on the racetrack this weekend. It's DRL, it's all about. Saturdays, Sundays belong to Premier Sim Racers Club. That's only right here, exclusive on Redline Racing Network. As we now start to approach, get closer to that century mark, lap 100, moving here on the horizon. How about Mad Max tonight? Solid performance. Virtually running right where he started, just inside the top 10. Just out there doing what he needs to do. Out there logging laps, getting experience. Continues to grind it out. Napa know-how man, Ralph. That 15 machine, Michael Waltrip inspired. Owns that final spot inside the top 10. Kenny Thompson is now taking it off the racetrack. He is parked it. Remember, he had that disastrous incident on the opening laps when Pastor just slipped up the racetrack a little bit. He had nowhere to go and then made that vicious contact there with the safer barrier, and he just hasn't been able to recover from it. Now send it back to the point. They're working lap 99 out of the schedule. 134 laps here on Redline Racing Network. We're going to shift gears, go to a wide open, all-out coverage break. You're not going to miss anything. We'll be back, bring you to the checkered flag here momentarily. taking these guys to school tonight. That is a very bold statement by myself. I mean, that's what he has done. Looks like all this kid does is race this specific racetrack in this car. Qualifying certainly did not go his way. He was able to go out there and just, steamroll his way to the front. He has never. And his blow this race vital to the point where 6 cars remain on the lead lap. Or, excuse me, 7 cars on the lead lap at one point. It was down to 5. Belgrade just down pit road for the final time. That should be his money stop. Everyone right now chasing Brandon Crowe here. 45 ride was up 4 spots where he started, so he is going in the right direction. Now here's a guy that's very deserving to go out there and lead. Again, this guy is stable. RRL around many seasons here. And he is a gentleman. He is a true A-class competitor. Never see him have an emotional breakdown on the racetrack. You don't see him get mad. You don't hear him light up the radio chatter. Always has a solid approach, great attitude. Guys you look to have in your league. He is an example of what you want. And I'd say enough good things about him. So Richard Penride's going to go on by, and he's going to come down pit road now for the final time. The final race of the season. Kyle Gray. Even though he was just down pit road moments ago, he would have thought he would give up all that track position and have to at least try to get a couple spots back. He's already back to the leaderboards. Butcher Benjamin tried to undercut. Get the advantage of those fresher tires early. Still a little bit short there. Butcher Benjamin, about 2 seconds off the lead. Pardon for a second, ladies and gentlemen, I give it up. Struck by the sick bug this weekend. My voice has not been pretty. I've been struggling with it mightily. I'm doing everything I can to make it cool down here. Great hit, Butcher Benjamin, DJ Daniel, top 3. Again, DJ's been right around the podium in those spots since the drop of the green flag, qualified for 4th, runs 3rd. And I mean, this is a guy here. I mean, he is spicy. You want someone that's always going to be out there on the attack. I don't necessarily want to say checkers or wreckers. Sometimes it can be like that. But he'll even tell you how good the competition's here. That's quite frankly something I've never heard him say about any of the league he's competed in. That tells you about the amount of respect that he has for these guys that he competes against out here on Saturday nights. But he kind of drives, he reminds me of a young Kevin Hart. Try to mess him around a little bit. He's not going to rub him. He's going to go out there and he'll dump you. You dump him, he's going to make sure your car comes back with bits, pieces on the back of a flatbed. Maybe that's a little harsh track. You get my point. He is a hard charger. That's for certain. Ronald Nixon Jr. knows how to get pulls, I can tell you that. His lightning quick, always a qualified. And Budweiser number 8 machine, he's had a solid campaign over the course of the season. As he now comes down pit road potentially for the final time this season. Final pit stop in 2024 into 2025. The RRL Series campaign. Yes, I understand it was officially the 2024 Winter Series, but now, just to keep it politically correct, it is the new year. Hope everyone had a great new year. Happy holidays, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever it is you celebrate this time of the year. It was a great one. You got to spend time with your family, children. It's for just 20 laps to go. Nixon sends it now in that access road. Off pit lane, it's like back out on the racetrack. I'll tell you what, folks, this field right now, it is extremely strung out right now. A lot of it looks like time trials right now on the racetrack, and sometimes that's what happens. You know, when the competition is really good, just, hitting under green flag consistently, things are going to kind of widen out a little bit. The intensity on the racetrack as far as competition is going to come down. It's the 8 now. He's in kind of come up here and pass him on the pole line on the racetrack. 78 can give him plenty of room. He understands he's on new shoes. The driver, Kyle Gray's paying the most attention to. Taylor, what's your measurement right here? I really thought Taylor was going to go out here, win the championship and the race. Kyle Gray clearly had other plans. You want to know how to get around this place? You're friends with Kyle Gray, you know him, reach out to him on Discord. I know I am. I'm going to reach out to him and see if he can help me figure this place out. I mean, I am okay, I'm decent. Nowhere near as good as he is. Nation in the house as always tonight. Check in, get faster. Is he doing a little drag racing? A little trouble shovel in turn 3-4 complex. He's going to send it on the bottom there. As he goes around, killing Butcher Benjamin. If you remember, top of the broadcast, this race was inches from being game over. Right off the rip is a rare mistake on full tires there. Stoney gave it a little too much hot sauce there. Ultimately, things blew up in Kenny Thompson's face as he had nowhere to go. Ricocheted off the Stoney, and then that safer barrier got him. Had other plans to kind of just his race right from the start. Ray pretty much just has to keep this on autopilot. Potentially the longest 15 laps up is the line. Has an eternity between himself and second place. 6 seconds between 78 and 88. DJ Daniel. Try and get a podium here. The final lap of the Winter Series. interested in joining the RRL 2025 season, get you pointed in the right direction, change paintball communication, reach out to them on Discord, start the conversation, or heck, reach out to me. I'm also a league admin of the series. I can point you down the right path. Try to make 2025 the latest, greatest season here. Dynasty Racing. Gen 4 action lives here in this league on iRacing, that is for sure. Always great little paint scheme, I'm telling you, Rel's race car, that 15 machine. I mean, he has been loyal to Michael Baldrick, DEI, all season long. Flying those Napa know-how colors. Always go with the paints on that car on. Guaranteed, each and every time. He straps in Saturday nights. DJ Daniel is a little quicker than Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Last time by Daniel at a 34.67 to PBB's 34.93. Let's jump on board. Mr. Excitement. You can see Taylor Butcher Benjamin. No, he can see another spot inside the cockpit of that race car. That's going to make him drive even harder. Up to the top shelf of the racetrack, top of the fishbowl. Wires now backstretch into the lead. Precision control there, right there in the ring. It's like there's a nice device. Just this ultra slick spot on the racetrack up there in the high lane. You gotta have some precision. Keep it off the fence. You can see the steering wheel, throttle as well. It's really treacherous on the high side of this racetrack. The ring and the red spot is always after they reconfigured this place. First open, this racetrack was modeled after Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It was a smaller version. And due to safety concerns and some other issues at that time, they decided to reconfigure it. Now, racing present day. They got it right here on the second attempt. Jake Daniels up there, swept in the open. Try to run Taylor Butcher Benjamin down. 7 laps remaining. We might be able to get close. I just don't know. He's going to have enough time. This could be the battle here. This could be the highlight of the evening as far as for on-track battles go. Like Kyle Gray hits. Get me started with Kyle Gray when he's done it. I mean, it's comparable to when Michael Jordan was on the Bulls in the late 90s. Ten seconds. Over Taylor Butcher Benjamin, your 2024 Series champion. 10 seconds. Almost 12 over DJ Daniel. This is stuff that is not supposed to happen. If someone told me this, I would laugh and say, there's no way. still continues. Keep it on the bottom of the racetrack, even deep into this tire run. He sends it down there early. Came up off the corner there a little bit late, but it's probably the highest I've seen him run all day long. When they start talking about it, of course he did change the line a little bit. It's fascinating to watch him get around this place. Deserves a win here, and I don't want to jinx him. So now 3 laps to go. Gentleman's handshake lap in the air. Again, you're watching the Kyle Gray Show here on Redline Racing Network. Check back in with DJ Daniel. He is now under 1.5 seconds behind Taylor Butcher-Benjamin. But we have a last lap battle, a shootout, a slugfest for second place. Daniel thinks so, and he is up there, giving that race car the business. I just think he's going to run out of time. Now under a second. Let's go on board with him really quick here. You can see him. We got to give Kyle Gray what's due here. As we're just 2 laps to go. We come up in turn 4. Barty's got that white flag in the air. If the master are going faster in Miami, Kyle Gray is less than a mile from winning the final race in the 2024 Winners Series as he rockets down the backstretch for the final time. I salute the fans in the RV stand. Gonna send it all the way back down to the white line. As he comes out of 3 and 4, he's gonna let that V8 rip for the final time. Checkered flag in the air, and he puts on a clinic and takes it to the competition with the most dominating win I have ever witnessed in my life. Kyle Gray just smokes the competition, and he is your winner here from Miami. Taylor Butcher-Benjamin, the champ. DJ Daniel gonna come home with that 3rd and final podium position. Let's be ready to watch Kyle Gray burn the house down. And I mean, he better do a burnout. He better get all the good out of those good years after a performance like that. There we go. Turn and burn. Brought to you by Black Magic, T. Watson Racing Setups. As Gray steals the final checkered flag on the season. We now get ready to shift gears into our post-race coverage here. One more time. Give these drivers a minute to celebrate with their fans. Uh-oh, don't do that to me now. There we go. Let's set it down trackside. Drivers now ready for their interviews. Gonna get a chance here. Talk to these guys one more time this evening. Let's jump in here. Looks like they're actually going to need another moment here. But while we have the time, I want to thank again everyone, all of you guys that consistently join these broadcasts, support the cause, here on Redline Racing Network. We thank you so much for being a part of it. All the sponsors, all the league admins, JP, for all the hard work, the drivers for showing up and giving it their all on the racetrack each and every Saturday night. Cannot thank them enough. I'll tell you what, they make the racing that good, and it really gets us fired and amped up for Saturday nights. Looks like the 88 going to do an Alan Quickie style Polish victory lap here. So he's now going to take his turn. Burn the house down as he's your series champion, as I've told you various times tonight, very deserving of it. Certainly a rising star, one to watch. The Dynasty Racing League, you know he has big expectations, high hopes for the upcoming 2025 series. So many great runs, memorable finishes, as he looks to add to those totals in the upcoming weeks. Go ahead now, see if these guys are ready to speak with us. And joining me now in the broadcast room in the Tony Trapasso Memorial booth, a driver that absolutely spanked the competition tonight. Kyle Gray, walk me through your run this evening. It looked like something you would read out of the Bible out there tonight. I have never seen anyone just dominate such good competition like that in my life. How are you able to do that?
Yeah, just a lot of practice. Just mainly being patient. I kind of took off there a little too quick, but mainly just taking care of my right front. Um, just kind of kept the main pace of the race, and seen some guys fall off a little bit. Then I seen Taylor. He was pitting early, and he's kind of catching me. So at that last third stop, I decided to hit about 5 laps after he did, and then I knew what he was doing, so I checked out after that.
Yeah, and if you think about it, really, that's the only play Taylor Butcher Benjamin had. Because, I mean, you had just such tremendous speed in your race car. And even with those lap times you were putting up, I mean, your car, I mean, I'll be honest with you. When I seen you come from the back of the field, like a Roman candle to the front, I figured there's no way these tires on your race car are going to hold on. And they didn't fall off. It was just incredible to watch you do what you do out there against such great competition. During practice, I actually had a moment to jump inside the race car, which I don't get a lot of practice, but I was trying to replicate how you were attacking the racetrack, and I just couldn't do it. How are you able to go out there and just run that line and not destroy those tires? That's just incredible.
Just a lot of practice. You just got to run your laps and get comfortable. Mainly, you got to feel the car, and you know, if it's not right, then you got to do something different. You got to make changes, whether it's steering ratio, brakes, uh, stuff like that. But it all clicks together once you find the rhythm, and then once you find the rhythm, it all comes together, and that's when the results put out.
Well said, and yeah, you're absolutely right. And I mean, like I said previously, I don't get a ton of time in these cars, but I was trying to remotely do what you do, and if I tried to get off the corner and keep it shallow like you did, I mean that the back end of my car was every which way but straight. I couldn't do it, and that was an impressive drive and a performance that I'll certainly remember. I'm sure you will as well. And what a way to close out the 2024 campaign. Before I cut you loose, who do you want to thank who helps you get it done on the 78?
I gotta thank the internet because we're in a Midwest super snowstorm. So it held through, and I was hoping I wasn't gonna get cut out. And my wife for letting me be able to do everything. And yeah, look forward to the next season.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen. for the final installment. It was the Kyle Gray Show in Miami on here on Redline Racing Network. He's going to look to carry this big-time momentum into the 2025 campaign. And until then, hope you stay safe and look forward to seeing you out again on the racetrack real soon, buddy.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure to talk to Kyle Gray. He joins us up here in the Tony Trapasso Memorial broadcast booth for the final time this season. He is your race winner this evening. Up next, getting ready to speak to the series champion. We now await Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Welcome to the Tony Trapasso Memorial broadcast booth, Taylor. Congratulations. You are the 2024 Winter Series champion. How are you feeling right now?
Well, it's a great feeling to just be, competitive all winter season long, on a lot of different tracks too, and especially some where I was kind of just, I guess, average at, and Homestead being one of them. But as far as just the overall race, once I know I clinched it by just completing one lap, so I figure why not be kind of aggressive with the strategy. I know I definitely couldn't beat Kyle on just raw speed, and maybe hope that in and amongst some of those instances where I leapfrogged him via pitting early, that maybe we get a caution, but it didn't happen. But still a really great race at the end with DJ. He was he was charging on me, and saw him running that high line, and I thought he would get me, but a few more laps he probably would have. But as far as Kyle's concerned, he's sure got these mile and a halves figured out. I think his 3 wins, Charlotte, Kansas, and now tonight, he sure dominated, and especially he didn't even qualify tonight. So props to him, and just props to everybody for a great winter season.
Well, I gotta tell you, Taylor. One, it's an honor to watch you race out here in competition. And if you think about what you're able to accomplish coming into this race, to only basically have to put the car on the racetrack and complete a lap and basically start the race and win, I mean, that says a lot about the season that you had. I mean, as you said, you had to be consistent. You had to go out there and perform. And you mentioned caution, something that we hardly ever see in this series. What that means is you have to be that much better. You have to be almost perfect the entire course of this race. As you know, pitting under green flag conditions, I mean, that can cost you tons of time. You don't have the chances to reset. You don't get those yellow flags. So for you to do what you did this season, I mean, that says an awful lot about your talent as a race car driver to be able to just start this race and win this thing. So tip of the hat to you, and I look forward to watching you in the 2025 season. And I'm sure you're going to be a force to be reckoned with. But let me shift gears here. Don't get me started on Kyle Gray. I am under the weather severely. And I'm telling you, if I wasn't, he probably would have gave me a darn heart attack up here. I mean, he started back of the woods. I mean, he took off like a F-14 Tomcat with the afterburner lit. He's coming to the front, and I'm like, there's no way he's running this fast. His tires aren't going to last. He just kept doing things out there that I didn't think you could do in a Gen 4 car. That was some crazy run by him. But, man, I just want to thank you for coming up here, joining me in the Tony Trapasso Memorial booth. Just, tell you what a heck of a job you had out there this season. It was a lot of fun watching you race. And before I cut you loose, man, for the final time, who do you want to thank who helps you get it done on that 88?
I just want to thank, of course, James for running the league, and everybody for competing in it all season long. Definitely want to thank my mother. It's her birthday today, so it was good to bring the title home for her. And my Ravens won, and they clinched the division, so I'm pretty happy too. So all in all, just a really great day.
That's a really great, and it's a good day. It's always good when your football team wins. I'm a Buffalo Bills fan. You and I potentially have a date very soon together. That game ought to be good no matter which way it goes. And there he is.
Very possible.
I agree. I don't want to talk about it because that's going to be whoever wins that game. One person's going to be ecstatic, the other is going to be sick. But I mean, that's how it goes when you got two great football teams like that. But for right now, ladies and gentlemen, he gets a win or a championship for his mom on her birthday. Taylor Butcher Benjamin, your 2024 Winter Series champion, and he looks to take this momentum into the 2025 campaign. Thanks for joining me up here in the booth, buddy, and we'll be talking with you again soon.
I appreciate it, man. It's been great.
Thank you, bud. I appreciate your time. And there he is, ladies and gentlemen, a true class act and a champion, and a guy that knows how to get around the racetrack in this Gen 4 car. Keep your eye out for the 88 in the 2025 series. I'm going to go ahead and put you back down. Was it Bad Luck Racing?
It's dysfunctional Patriots, but I'm about to hop out of here anyway. But appreciate everything that's been happening all year long.
We appreciate you too, man. Until then, have a great one, and we'll see you at Daytona. Certainly last but not least,
I want to go fast.
he wants to go fast, and he did. Comes home in third in the final showdown of the Winter Series. DJ Daniel, welcome to the Tony Trapasso Memorial Broadcast Booth. Walk me through your race tonight.
I think we could have done a little bit better than third, but I'm happy with that. I just put that thing on the fence when it matters.
Dude, you certainly did put that thing on the fence, and I was on board with you at times, and I knew you were doing everything you possibly
Still
could.
there, Matt?
Can you not hear me? I'm here, DJ. I know I'm live. You still here, DJ?
Yes, sir.
All right, I lost you there for a second. As I was saying, man, I was watching you run the top shelf of the racetrack. You were out there giving it everything you had, the business, and you just needed a little more time. And my God, what a battle that would have been. As I was really trying to build it up, I thought we were going to see it just a little bit short. But still,
Oh, yeah.
you know, and I know you wanted it. That's who you are as a race car driver. But I mean, heck, for you to come out here, you know, and if you're saying it's good competition, I mean, that really says something, because I mean, typically you're the guy to beat everywhere else I know you from. I mean, you are the man, or you're gonna make sure you're the man one way or the other before that season's over. And for you to come out here in this series and perform the way you did, you know, during your time here on those limited starts, and you come home tonight with a third place finish, almost a second, that's a heck of a job by you, man, if you ask me.
I just give it my everything everywhere I go. I was really hoping I could get up to Taylor, man. He's awesome to race with. I've raced with him other places too. He's really clean dude, and he races hard, and that's all you can ask for. And happy for him. Got the chip. Yeah, pretty proud of him.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. You know, he basically had the championship locked up. All we had to do was, you know, start this thing, and you know that speaks volumes about what he was able to accomplish over the course of this season. The biggest question I have for you: will we see you out here in the 2025 season?
Full time.
Yes, let's go.
You heard it here. Full time.
Yeah. Well, folks, if you remember what I said early in the broadcast about DJ Daniel, you're going to want to pay attention to Mr. Excitement, especially at Daytona. I'm not going to tell you why. Let you see for yourself. But some things to watch here the upcoming weeks and months. And DJ, I am severely under the weather. My voice is shot. But thank you for joining me up here in the booth, man. Heck of a run tonight. Before I cut you loose, man, who do you want to thank? Who helps you get it done on that race car?
I definitely got to thank Chris the most. Mom, Dad, everybody that supports me doing this. Chris especially, because I was running the bottom there trying to run Taylor down, and my tires started to go away, and Chris said, take it to the fence. So I took it to the fence, and we almost got there. But, yeah, especially Rocco's Sign Shop, everybody that makes us happy, man. Such a blessing.
Absolutely, man. And I knew when you took it up there, I said, here we go. DJ is going to go run him down now. And, man, it was so close. Man, but, hey, you know, we'll see some great battles, I'm sure, with you being featured in them in the upcoming weeks and months. We'll let you go for now, man. Hope everything goes well for you until I see you again. If not, I'm sure I'll catch you out there on the racetrack sometime and you have a good race, or have a good evening, buddy, I should say.
Heck yeah, you too. I hope you feel better.
Thank you. I appreciate that, DJ. And then again, once again, that is DJ Daniel. Comes home third place tonight in the series finale. Last race of the season officially in the books. And again, want to take a moment to thank everyone for joining us here at Redline Racing Network for showing these awesome performances, great racing that the Dynasty Racing League puts on each and every week. Cannot do this without the support, the help from all the strategic partners, sponsors, Redline Racing Network, and all our Strategic Family Alliance members, Team Watson Racing Setups, Service Magic, Barbecue Sauce Shop, Family Tire, you name it. Everyone that works behind the scenes to help us put these leagues and these broadcasts together. Without your support, it would not be possible. And as the late, great Tony Trapasso used to say, as you walk down the road of life this week, do us all a favor. Don't play in traffic, and have a great new year. We'll see you next time on Redline Racing Network.